Welcome back to our channel. Today we are going to be doing a makeup tutorial, but Mill will be in charge of the commentary. He's watched my videos and watched me do my makeup tutorials plenty of times where I can trust him that he'll know exactly, what I'm putting on. I think, right?
Right.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. It should be interesting.
It should be a lot of fun because I'm going to be doing this with a glass of wine, and I hope you guys enjoy.
Right.
Okay, so right now I'm applying this brush, for my eyebrows because I always like to start my eyebrows. And, I think right now, obviously I look great. And we have the Elmer's glue that we use for our eyebrows. And I'm just gonna apply those, gently in an outside stroke kind of motion here. Yep. And, my eyebrows are naturally arched, as you can tell in the video. And you just want to get enough application on both sides. And now we're just gonna jump right in. And right here we have the stuff that we use for starting off our shapes of our eyebrows. So take a look closely.
Oh my God.
I giggle a lot from time to time, and so I just like to have fun. As I'm using a paintbrush gently across and just gentle outlining my eyebrows, just like this. Yep. And go slow, and just slowly blending it in on both sides eventually. If you don't have a steady hand, you just want to kind of take your time. Perfect. Great. Now we're just gonna cover that up, and let's go to the next brush that we're gonna use to slowly blend. Next thing that we have here is it's like pastel glue. And it's new in my brush and putting it right across my eyelid. This is more of like a magenta kind of color here. And I just want to dabble it nicely across my eyelid. And you can see that I've been doing this for quite some time, for a few years now. So, I have a pretty steady hand. But if you don't, as I mentioned, take your time. And I just want to do the same for both sides. Next we have our blender again. And I'm just going to blend that pink into, magenta, into the color that we used before. Alright, so take a look at my palette, guys. I think it's lit. And I've been using this for quite some time, as you can see. It's one of my faves. And we're just gonna go with this nice pink color here to blend across between both the colors that I previously used. Alright, so now I have my makeups here, right across the top of the eyelid. And we're just dabbing across. Right to left. And you see how it gives that nice fluorescent color here. Love bright colors, and that's my thing. If you want to check out any more of my looks, go to my makeup page, Coco Chanel Faces. Follow me on IG, Facebook, and Twitter. Most of the time I have some Beyonce going in the background because I'm Beyonce. Got some more pink action. I'm going to use this for our eyelash and just gently curl them up you know, most of us have a natural curl, and so I'm just gonna curl them even more. And I just want to do this gently on both sides. Next, we have my famous lashes, skin_lashes by Coco. That's where you can go to order your own. I love these lashes. I've been rocking these for quite some time. I love them. You know, eventually, once we get out of this COVID situation, it's gonna be lit. So yeah, go to my page and feel free to order some. Next, I have my eyelash glue that I'm going to be applying to my eyelid. So bear with me. These can be a little tedious at times. And I usually like to go with a dramatic look. So this will go great with my mascara that I put on. Next, we have some of this right here. Some spray. Some lotion that we're gonna apply to our face. Because I don't want to get ashy as I'm doing my makeup. Put enough to clear my skin all around. And my nose area. So I have my eyelash holder that I use, and like I said, these are very tedious, so I have to get really, really close. And we're good for the left eye. Next, I'm going to do the same for my right. So I'm going to get really close here and just gently apply here using the instrument that I use. Just checking them, left, right, right, left. Smile, thumbs up, all of that. Next, we have our stuff here. And we're just gonna apply it to our cheeks, our nose, or our chin and forehead, and rub it in. Give us this bronzer look. So now we're gonna use some foundation that I love. And this, you want to try to get the foundation that pretty much matches your skin the best. And I'm just gonna gently have a couple of stripes like tribal marks on my face. Alright, I have my brush that I'm gonna use to blend all of this all together to give me that nice, bright, glowy look. With the spray on the brush, yep, a couple dabs there. And here we go. So we're slowly just dabbing in on my right side again, because favorite side. And you know, just slowly blending it in. And going all the way around, making sure I apply it to every part of my face. And you can do this pretty quickly. So yeah, we have our next brush that we're gonna apply to our cheeks, a couple dots on our chin and nose and forehead. We're also gonna blend this. This might be the areas that we highlight. So this would be our highlighter. Just gonna use our brush again to gently go over spots that I use with my sponge. Taking a sip of wine. Alright, our powder, setting powder. I'm gonna use the new go over the spots that I just highlighted. I'm just gonna really take my time while I'm doing this. You can't rush art. So next we have our big sponge here and our powder that we're going across all over our face again, and just kind of matting everything all together that I blended. And if you didn't know, guys, I forgot to mention I do makeup on the side, so if you guys need your makeup done, of course after this coronavirus thing, hit me up, send me a DM. My information's in my bio as well. Next we have our MAC holder, and we're using a new brush with a mirror inside, and I'm just gonna use it on my cheeks and my face here on both sides, right, left.
What is this called? What am I doing to my face right now?
It looks like blending again.
Right, but what is this doing to my face?
I mean, it's not highlights. Something. Right.
Guess we'll discuss that after. We can't figure it out.
Next we have Brianna's Fenty Beauty. And I love her makeup. Her makeup is so bomb, guys. You gotta check it out. Some more MAC stuff that I love to use. And I'm just applying it to my face, making sure that we blend everything in. So now I have a new palette. I love this palette as well. It's one of my favorites.
What is this called?
Splash.
Tell them that.
Some of my favorite blushes, guys. And I'm just applying on, obviously, my left and right cheek. Gives me like a more subtle look, but I love it. Next we have our pen. Our eyeliner. And I gotta really take my time with this. Next we're gonna bring in our another palette here. I love the colors in these palettes, and they have really a lot of bright light colors. That's the name of it. And just gonna apply a little bit under my eyelid here. Next we're going back to our eyelash brush to get our curls popping again for our eyelashes. Again, this really brings the dramatics out of my eyes. Again, if you love my eyelashes, go to my other page, skin_lashes by Coco. I think it looks great. So now we have our shimmery powder that we like to use. And I'm just gonna apply this to my cheeks, my nose. This is the other bronzer that we like to use. It gives it more like a golden look. I'm gonna use it to my chin as well. And I'm just trying to get that shimmer to come out too. More powder. Brush, and we're gonna gently apply to the cheekbones. And blend. Next we have our pen here for our lips. We're just setting up for our lipstick here, and we want to do my top and bottom. And our lipstick liner that I was just playing. And I'm just gonna apply my freckles and my beauty marks. The moment we've been waiting for. Just gonna go on the outside of our lips gently. Now we're gonna go across the middle, more the inside of my lips, and then we're gonna blend. Next, I'm just gonna use some of the setting spray. Get about 12 sprays and my fan. Just gonna do that for a few seconds here. I'm gonna check it. Check everything I did. My lashes, and boom. All done.
All right. Not bad. Not bad. You know, I definitely give you A for effort. We're gonna go over a few products that obviously he didn't give the appropriate name for, which is fine. So this right here is considered a loose pigment.
That's what I meant to say.
These are loose pigment eyeshadows, or eyeshadow pigments. I don't remember what you had called it, but
Yeah, it was close to it.
no, it wasn't.
All right.
You called it a powder, but it's a loose pigment.
Loose pigment.
But you know, close. The other thing was these products right here. So I like to really go deep when it comes to like bronzing. Bronzing is my
my thing.
Bronze is the appropriate name.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know what you call it, but it wasn't a bronzer. So I like to go in with my MAC Dark Deepest Mineralized Skin Finish first. And then I go into the Fenty Beauty, which is another bronzer. I like to really layer my bronzers. And then I go into the MAC. This is a blush, but I like to use it as also a bronzer because as you can see, it's pretty brown. So I can definitely use this as a bronzer on my complexion, on even deeper skin complexions. But yeah, that's what these were considered as, like my bronzers. Because I don't really contour. It's not really my thing. This right here is an all-over finishing powder. So typically after I set the areas that I highlighted with the concealer, was what it was called.
Yeah, that's right.
He called it highlighting, which is cool because that's what typically concealer is for. It's for highlighting those areas, but you're concealing your imperfections. If you have like blemishes, dark circles, or maybe you just want to brighten up those areas. That's not even the concealer I use the Juvia's Place one. This concealer is really good if you like full coverage, but all concealer.
Right.
And it helps highlight, so he was on the right track.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like to use this finishing powder all over to set everywhere else. I think for the most part, everything else you got right. Actually, I wanted to mention this is considered a lip primer.
Yeah.
Anything that you do prior to putting on makeup is always considered a primer, which leads me to the other thing that you did not mention, which I don't know where I put it. Oh, it's over there. Grab it for me real quick. So he initially had said first spray, but he realized shortly it wasn't spray. It wasn't a lotion because he called it a lotion as well. It's not a lotion. This is actually one of my favorite primers. It's the No Problem Primers by Touch and Soul. This is really great for kind of like blurring out the pores, smoothing out the skin. It's good for all skin types in my opinion, and it smells really good too. So it's considered a primer. As I was telling him before, it's kind of like when you paint your house. It's like the first thing you put on before you paint. Same thing with your lips. Before you put on your lipsticks, your lip glosses, your lip liners, you prime your lips first. I really like the MAC Prep and Prime. I sometimes just wear it by itself sometimes because it's really like comfortable on the lips. These are called tweezers. This is what I use to sometimes apply lashes, or sometimes I just use my fingers, which don't look at these. And this right here, that he didn't know what it was called, but it's a body radiance. I usually like to have like that dewy illuminating glow underneath my foundation, so I'll use something like this. I have a few different ones, but this one is rose gold. It also helps blur out the pores, so I like to use that underneath my makeup. I think everything else you did pretty good.
I'm glad.
You know, I was kind of shocked. I like to use Elmer's glue. I'm sure you guys know about this trend as far as like giving like that feather, the feather brows is what it's called. It's kind of like the thing right now. When I don't feel like filling in my brows, that's what I do because I have naturally thick brows, so I can kind of get away with stuff like this. These are called beauty blenders, not sponges. I mean, I guess you could call it a sponge, but the appropriate term is beauty blenders. And I think for the most part, that is everything. I hope you guys enjoyed this video.
It was a lot of fun.
I think it was hysterical because you were trying really hard. Oh yeah, the other thing before I forget. So this is one of my, it's called a highlighter, not shimmery powder. It's one of my favorite highlighters. You can't really tell what it is now because I've had it for so long and it's like rubbed off, but it's by the Crayon Case. It's the Honor Roll highlighter. He got the setting spray right. I use different ones. Sometimes I use the Mario Badescu. What I was spraying on my beauty blender was the NYX Dewy Finish spray. I really like this one as well. The eyelash glue that he mentioned is Duo. Duo is like Bay. But yeah, I think that covers just about everything. Oh wait, I keep forgetting you guys. So what this is called, again, it's a base, it's a primer. Yeah. So remember, everything that you put on prior to the actual makeup is typically some form of base or primer. So that's what this is. This is not an eyeshadow. I know it's because it's pink, maybe you thought it was.
No, I said it was the base.
Yeah, so it's a base. It's a primer. I have different colors. I knew I was doing a pink look, so I figured to do a pink base since it's easier to kind of blend out. But yeah. Was that fun for you?
It was great.
Yeah, I bet it was.
Yeah.
Well, good job. Good job. Any other suggestions in terms of videos you would like for us to do or you would like to see? Definitely drop them down below.
Hope you guys enjoyed, and thank you so much for tuning in. Take care.